And I want to talk about electronic books, e-books, which means books you can buy from a publisher in electronic versions, or books you can find for free on the internet, which of course is much cheaper. Let's say we're looking for The Great Gatsby, okay? Now, if I just put in The Great Gatsby into Google, I'm going to get the film, and I'm going to get Wikipedia, and stuff about mainly the film, it seems. Beware that I can put in books there and I get a selection of the editions of The Great Gatsby. Now, as you know, you can do that and do a search for Google Books, and you're going to get an online version of it, okay? So we open up The Great Gatsby, the first one. You could open up any of the others, and you get a book that you can read online, okay? And you can do that for many editions. Now, the advantage of this, well, the one disadvantage is that very often for books that are on the market, you'll find that there are pages missing. Usually exactly the pages you need, at the most exciting parts or the conclusions and things like that. So that's a disadvantage. And that's why publishers allow Google to do this, because it acts as publicity. People, I want to get those missing pages. And so you go and buy the actual book. Now, the advantage is you can do searches. So I'm very interested in The Great Gatsby, that they drink a drink made of whiskey and mint called a mint julep. And I'm interested in whether they tell us how to make it. So I just do a search for mint, and I get all the references to the mint julep, okay, that are there. You could do that for anything if you're doing an analysis of the novel from a particular perspective. Wealth, for example. I can see what they say about wealth, or I can look at rich and see what they say about the adjective rich, and I've got 8 results there. This is something that is easy to do online and a little more difficult if you're doing it with a physical book. For example, I have here a physical book. Now, when I read a book like this, I often make notes if something's interesting, and I go to the back and I write down the word and I write down the page. And so I can go back and find the page that's got the key bit that interests me. Now, that I can do manually, and I've been doing that for years. Here, though, I can do the same thing electronically, much faster and with a much greater certitude. Okay. Now, there are alternatives around. The Project Gutenberg, okay, Australia or anywhere, has lots of ebooks online. Here is The Great Gatsby. You can read the whole thing online there for free. You can do that search for mint, which I've done there, or I can search for wealth or rich or whatever. The problem with this one is, though, that you don't get the page numbers. Okay, there's no page numbers marked there. And when you're writing up your research and you give a citation, for example, of a particular type of text, you have to give the page number that you got it from and the year of the edition that you got it from. So that's not helping you here. For that, you're better going back to one of the Google books that are really the thing. Okay. Here's another thing. This is a book. I'll just clear that, because I've been looking for things in it. This is a book. Oh, I can't clear it. All right. Okay. It's called the Start. What's it called? The Study of Languages Brought Back to Its True Principles. It's an old book. I'll go back and see if I can find it. Okay. It's an old book. And clear search doesn't because it's old, it's not on the market anymore. So the whole thing is here. The whole book has been scanned and it's searchable. So older books can be found, and I'm very interested in this book because he says some very cool things about translation. So I just do the search there for translation. I get 63 results, which I can go through and study and see what he says. The whole thing's there. So I click on the page and I've got the whole page. All right. Because this is an older book, we can also find it here in the Internet Archive, which has quite a few books like this. This presents the actual book and I can read through it as if I'm reading a book, which is quite nice. I can make it bigger to make it more readable. What's interesting, though, is that when I do that search for the word translation, it indicates to me all through the book where this word appears with a little bit of text. So I can see sort of what he's saying about translation. And when it's interesting, I go in there and I get a bigger text. So this is really a very good tool for studying what a particular topic or concept is doing in a book, and is much, much better than having the physical book. In some respects, e-books are an advance. Now, just a few other things to point out. Doctoral theses, in principle, are always online and are always free. So this TDX place, if you just write in the name of the author and the thesis, you'll get to this page. You scroll down and you will find somewhere after all the abstracts, you've got download. You can download the actual thing. Okay, here we go. Thesis PDF, download down there. You can get the PDF. All right. Believe me, you can get the whole thesis for free. I'm not going to wait around for that to load because it's a good big thesis. Now, if you can't find a particular book online anywhere or scanned anywhere or available as a thesis, there are a few other tricks. One of the places you can go to, sorry, I'll just show you that. No, it still hasn't downloaded. Okay, we'll come back to it. I can go to a site called researchgate.net, for example, and I found David, and I've got a list of his works here that he has uploaded. He's very generous. Usually these things that can be downloaded are preprints. That is a journal here. A journal is going to publish it. They won't let you publish what they want to get paid for, but you can upload here a preprint, that is the actual text that's been published, but is not in the final version. And so you can download all of those things there, all right? You can do the same thing in another site. This is academia.edu, and here you can find the authors and you can see what they've got there and download from there, download the full text PDF, for example, okay? Now, sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's not there. For example, PDF's available here. It's not available here. It may be because of copyright or problems with the journal or whatever. Now, what you can do, though, is click there, or I'll do the, it hasn't uploaded. You can click on that and request from the author that he, in this case, he will send you the text, either publicly, making it available to everybody, which probably won't happen, or they'll send the text to you, to your email. And they will do this. Why will they do this? Because everybody loves to be read and loves to be cited. So this is a very good way of getting hold of text that otherwise you can't get hold of. And also you can enter into dialogue with the author. Now, personally for books, I mean, articles we don't get paid for. So I don't care. I'll give everybody an article for free. Why not? It's great to be read. Books, though, we do get paid for. And every time people download free electronic versions of my books, I'm losing money. It's not that I really need the money that much, but still, I worked hard to write the books. And it seems to me unfair that the product of my labor should be free for everybody forevermore. So I will tend not to send a book. I'll send an article, but not a book when I get requests like this. And when I see some of my books made available for free as PDFs in weird and wonderful sites in China and in Russia, particularly, I do talk to the publishers, and we do threaten to bring legal action, and we get them taken off those sites. Okay, so it's not that I'm in favor of restricting information. It's just that if you're doing the work, you want to get paid for it. Okay. Articles, again, we don't get paid for it. Go for it, guys. Find all the free articles you can get and use ResearchGate and academia to locate them. Books, though, you may find are in a rather different category with respect to the basic principles of copyright.